Welcome back. Today we're tackling a topic that hits close to home, literally. We're talking about housing costs and the dreaded T word, tariffs.
Oh boy, just when we thought buying a house couldn't get more complicated, right? So what's the verdict? Are these new trade policies going to make the American dream even more expensive?
Well, the short answer is probably. But the long answer, it's complicated. Most experts agree tariffs are inflationary, but nobody can quite agree on the price tag.
Okay, hit me with the scary numbers first. What's the worst case scenario?
So the Center for American Progress, that's a progressive think tank, dropped a report recently. They're estimating that the Trump administration's tariff policy could add a whopping $17,500 to the cost of a new home.
$17,000. That's the price of a decent car parked in the driveway. Where are they getting that number?
They used a model from the Urban Brookings Tax Policy Center. But here's the thing. Economic models rely on assumptions, and right now, assuming anything is risky.
That sounds huge. Is everyone predicting a hit that big?
Not exactly. The National Association of Home Builders, or NAHB, has a slightly more conservative take. Back in March, they forecasted an impact between $7,500 and $10,000 per home.
Okay, so still painful, but almost half of the other estimate. Why the huge gap?
It comes down to builders' actual experiences. In a survey, builders estimated costs went up about $10,900, but get this, 40% of them said they hadn't seen any impact yet.
Wait, 40% haven't felt it? How is that possible if tariffs are in place?
That's the key word of the day, uncertainty. Robert Dietz, the chief economist at NAHB, says the biggest cost right now is actually the uncertainty itself.
Because the rules keep changing?
Exactly. Dietz says they haven't even released a new official estimate because they're waiting for the rules to solidify. You can't calculate the bill if the menu keeps changing every week.
That makes sense. So what are the big builders saying? They're the ones buying materials in bulk.
Well, Ryan Marshall, the CEO of Pulte, huge builder, he thinks the cost increase will be around $5,000 per home once the tariffs really bite.
$5,000 is a lot better than $17,000.
True, but remember, that's just his estimate for his company. The range of predictions right now is wild because nobody knows exactly how this plays out.
Let's get specific. What exactly is getting taxed? Are we talking about everything?
It's quite a list. We've got a 50% tariff on steel and aluminum, a 50% tariff on copper, think pipes and wires, and here's a big one. Canadian softwood lumber is now hit with a 45% duty.
Ouch. And didn't I hear something about kitchens?
You did. Imported kitchen cabinets and vanities. That tariff jumps to 50% on January 1st. So basically, the skeleton of the house and the stuff you put inside
It
it.
feels like a lot of pressure on the market. Is there any chance the administration sees these prices and backs off?
It's possible. We've seen it happen already with groceries. President Trump issued an executive order pulling back tariffs on beef and coffee when prices got too high.
So the executive order shuffle.
Right. Broad Case from Homes.com pointed this out. We often see a big tariff announcement and then a quiet reversal later. So these construction tariffs aren't necessarily set in stone.
Okay, so if I'm buying a house tomorrow, am I paying these tariff prices?
Probably not yet. Tariffs have a lag time. Pulte's CFO, Jim Asosky, said they don't expect much impact for the rest of 2025.
So it's a future us problem?
Pretty much. He thinks the $1,500 to $5,000 hikes will start showing up in early 2026. It takes time for those costs to trickle down the supply chain, from the port to the construction site.
But here's what I don't get. If tariffs are taxes, shouldn't prices go up immediately?
You'd think so, but economics is weird. It's behavioral, not just accounting. For example, despite the tariffs, lumber prices are actually down from their summer peak.
Really? Even with the Canadian tax?
Yep, and steel spiked in June, but then dropped. Aluminum is the only one steadily climbing. It proves that just because there's a tariff doesn't mean the market reacts exactly how you'd expect immediately.
So who ends up holding the bag here? The home buyer?
Eventually, yes, but in the industry, it's the small builders who get hit hardest. The big national guys have long-term contracts that lock in prices.
But the local contractor building 3 houses a year.
They're paying market spot prices, so if you're building custom, you might feel this sooner than someone buying in a massive subdivision. It's definitely something to watch as we head into 2026.